Okay, so here's example number 3 of matrix multiplication. Hopefully you've tried this one on your own already. If you haven't, make sure you pause the video and try that on your own first. But we're trying to find AB. So when I'm doing this, I have matrix A, -1, 3, 4, -5, 0, 2. It has 3 rows and it has 2 columns, so it's a 3 by 2. I'm multiplying that by B, which is 1, 2, 0, 7. This is a special type of matrix. It's called a square matrix because you can't get its dimensions backwards. It has 2 rows and 2 columns. So it is a 2 by 2. You go, wait, I got that backwards. It's actually a 2 by 2. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing, all right? But this is possible to do because my inner dimensions are the same. The number of columns in the first one is equal to the number of rows in the second one. So what I have left over is the 3 and the 2. So it means my answer is going to be a 3 by 2. So it's going to have 3 rows and 2 columns. It's going to look like this one right here. That doesn't always happen, all right? But I'm going to have 3 rows and 2 columns. I like to go ahead and draw out my matrix and put my blanks in because then I know when I'm done. Okay, so as I'm going through it, I know these are all the elements I'm looking for and this is where they're going to go, okay? So I am starting off with this top row. That's row 1. That's going to give me both of my answers in row 1 here. So row 1, and I have to take it times each column. So I'm going to take it times this column first. So -1 times 1. First element, first element. -1 times -1 is a -1. Plus second element times second element, 3 times 0 is 0. So when I do that, -1 plus 0 comes out to be a -1. Now I'm going to do the same thing times the second column. So -1 and 2 are the first elements in the row in that column. So -1 times 2 is a -2 plus second element, 3 times 7 is 21. So when I add those together, I get 19. That's the element that goes here. Notice row 1 is filled in over here. That means I am done with row 1 over here. Okay? I'm going to row 2. Row 2 is going to give me my 2 answers in row 2 over here. So row 2 times the first column. First element times first element is 4. Second element times second element is 0. 4 plus 0 is 4. Now I take that row times the second column. So -4 and 2 correspond. That's 8. -5 and 7 correspond. That's -35. I believe that comes out to be -27. Notice my second row is complete over here. Means I'm done with my second row here. So now I'm going to move on to the third row to get my answers in the third row here. So again, third row times first column. 0 times 1 is 0. 2 times 0 is 0. Add those together, I get a big fat 0. Second, this row times the second column now. 0 and 2 correspond, that's 0. 2 and 7 correspond, that's 14. And so 0 plus 14 is 14. So if you have a question on that, just pause for a moment. Let me go on and talk about the next thing we have here.
Chris is over there.